Anyway, y'all, that's another thing about these floats. They graveyards. Some graveyards, basically. Uh, I'm happy. I'm excited right now because my ancestors finally working on my network. Somebody swap. I hear Daniel and a bell. I know who you is. Y'all better hurry up and fix that. If y'all got anything to do with it, but I ain't gonna worry about it. It ain't God got to take care of. But I hear graveyard arrest. Y'all shouldn't be cross. Y'all brilliant people. Why would y'all spend time on? That's why y'all struggle so bad. See the karma in that? That's why y'all live so awful, bro. Cause y'all live in dump areas, and y'all sacrifice people and wonder why you living in such a dump. That's why. Cause you sitting there torturing everybody that you don't even know, you don't even deal with. Y'all brilliant people, bro. Y'all ain't got no business doing that. If I think this is who I think it is, if not, I apologize, but I think I'm right. Y'all need to stop that. But anyway, y'all, they swapped my network up. They swapped my network up with it ain't nobody but my ex. Shawty, what? That's why I tell y'all women, don't listen to these women out here. Don't listen, because when they get what they want, they go out there. Why are you still torturing? Why are you still torturing the person you left? Why are you still torturing the person you blaming? You losing it at this point, and you showing your narcissistic traits. Just chill. At this point, you're embarrassing yourself. It's over, Shawty. Everything come back around. I try to teach you that. That's why I knew we weren't gonna make it anyway. My head white, boy. I swear to God. You don't know when to let up. You just need. You got all that brain power, and you use it to torture people today. You did it to your daddy. You see where that got you. Just stop already. It's embarrassing at this point, y'all. Fix everything, put everything. Because when you swap them networks up like that, people are really giving messages to people. It ain't just, you're going to have to, when you do something that detrimental, it's going to do a whole page like that. It have to. There's no way you could do an individual page like that. You would have to do a whole page like that. In turn, meaning you going to swap up energy from people we don't even know. Somebody need these messages. Somebody need God. God is trying to reach somebody. God is trying to save somebody. This is how evilly wicked y'all done got. You don't even care no more. Just because your life is miserable, don't mean you need to make everybody else's life miserable. Y'all need to quit living them miserable ass lives. And the only way you can stop living them miserable ass lives is to straighten up your own life. Stop. First, the first thing you would have to do is stop attacking people with black magic. Start loving on yourself, cleaning up yourself. That's what you can do first. Stop attacking people with black magic. You down there, you down there attack my whole family because of your own wrongdoing. Can't nobody help it because you can't control between your legs. That's what I don't get about a lot of women and men. Because you can't control what you got going on between your own legs. You want to blame everybody else for it. Just stop and sit down somewhere. You probably got control over it now. Well, okay, if you do. Why you still making foolish mistakes? You can't go back to the past, honey. It's an energy thing. You done went and you done descended. That's a good way of saying you done been contaminated by all these demons. And you expecting to go over here and sleep with an angel. And you want the angel to love you. Will you stop already? Now you're working on demon time. Do you see what demon time look like? That's what demon time look like. You know you down there with these demons, and you gonna force an angel to be with you? Are you crazy? So far, I know for a fact, in your own personal family, a lot of people done died and got sick. You can't see the connection. If that many people died in my family that fast in 5 years, I would sit down. If you love anybody, I would sit down. You need to be humbling yourself and seeing if you could get right with God. I heard you made a huge mistake. I heard you really did some crazy stuff that I won't say on YouTube. But I'm telling y'all women out there, that's what I'm saying. All of them do it. All the way down to my house. I'm 40 years old, man. That's why I never could sleep when they'll attack me. They go out here They sit out there and they go over there and sleep with these people. And it ain't got nothing to do with energy. Am I doing this and I'm just voodoo, none of that. It got to do with I'm a good person. And I was a just man, and I was good enough for them. They don't realize that today. Let's just look at the basic of it, the surface of it. We ain't gonna look at no spirituality, no supernatural stuff. We ain't gonna look at no even. We just gonna look at the physical, like y'all love to do. All right. They just went over here with these dudes. Okay, I deal with women. They went over here with these dudes, thinking the sex was better. Really, let's just be real. Really, it was drugs. These girls that I was dealing with wasn't on drugs. And these men was secretly putting drugs inside these girls another way. That's all it was. And they got addicted to these men. And they wanted to drag me down there with them. But I'm only addicted to God. That's just the facts. All right, now, let's try not to bring spirituality into it. When it's like that, men, I tell them, you can't do nothing with these women, especially if you had a woman that didn't do drugs and stuff. Because they ain't getting the game, bro. I'm trying to tell it without telling it so much online. These men put drugs in these women another way. And they lose their mind for these men. And these men don't want them. And these men drag them. They drag them now. And when I done seen it in my lifetime. I warned this girl. When a woman done been with me. And a man lured them in to their dungeon. That man gonna make all their friends sleep with her just because they hate me, because they can't do nothing with me, because they know I stand up straight. They can't come into my face and talk all this yin yang and expect me to do it. I turn them upside down. They know it. So they go over there, they finally get a woman that I'm with, and they just take all that aggression that they have towards me out on that woman. I saw it in my life. And every time I got with a lover, I would explain this to them, but they be thinking I'm hating because somehow one of these dudes done got to him. And they be like, oh, he just hating on everybody. How am I hating? And I the one own everything, clown. You had to come to my studio. You had to come wear my trench coat so you could goddamn act like me. You had to, you went and got a Cadillac like me, chump. You had to steal my energy. All y'all ain't nothing, bro. I'm telling you, I'm trying to leave y'all kids alone, bro. Cause you know what time it is. You couldn't deal with me in high school. You couldn't deal with me in these streets. You couldn't deal with me in them studios. And every single time you were with me, when you had your crew and everything, you could have did the most to me. But you knew you are that crew. You and your crew. While we was in that studio in that small vicinity, y'all could have jumped me. Y'all, my back was turned. I was doing the engineering. Y'all could have jumped me passionately. And you knew I wasn't gonna snitch because I ain't never been no snitch. Boy, y'all knew it. Ooh, wait. Ooh, wait. Ooh, y'all knew it. And I wanted y'all to so you can let out that anger. You should have let out that frustration. Because look at what it done to you. You hated me so bad, you blamed it on the women. And the women didn't have nothing to do with your relationship. I didn't even have nothing to do with why you hated me. I knew it was the energy, though. And I knew I couldn't explain that to you losers. But you know, you had that much passion to jump on me. You should have just took your fury out on me. You should have did it in that studio. It was no cameras. I wasn't gonna snitch. You had your posse with you, got your guns and everything, bro. You should have just did what you had to do in that studio, man, when you was in there running your mouth. You know, I told you in the studio, all y'all in the studio, I told all y'all. And y'all know what I told you. I ain't even gonna go into details because we don't want them details online. I don't want to go back to the past and embarrass y'all again. I always been real. Y'all was out there, y'all was getting beat up in school and jumped on in school, and there were people out there, y'all in high school. And if it wasn't for me and my brother, they would have finished y'all. They didn't like y'all then. And you know, I was helping y'all then. Y'all follow me I'm 40 years old. Y'all ain't got a life yet. Y'all ain't figured out how to live your own life yet. You still out there a man. You a man and you out there a man. And you can't get to this man, so you gonna torture the man's girls. Can you stop that yet? You can't see the resemblance in your flaw in your nature. You can't see that you're a natural born coward and you need to stay out of a man's lane. You can't see that. You can't see it. I don't even want to talk about this page. See what I got to deal with when I deal with my ex. But I'm saying this, y'all, because she swapped my network up. You keep on. It's over, honey. You ought to be thankful we got a child to share together. Can you fix everything and make that right so we can raise our child as individual and together? You just want the company. You know you're not getting nothing else. You know how picky I am. You know I never lay in the bed with you. You can be the last woman on earth. You know I'm not going to do that. You know how I am. Everybody in the world know how I am now. Thanks to you, I'm clean, y'all. You can eat off me. I don't play around with nobody. I don't even want people to touch me. I don't want to really breathe the same air with some people. And I heard you, I still think about this in the air show. You don't share your energy. I don't mind sharing my energy, but you better know, you better take care of yourself. I share my energy with people that's in my energy. Ain't no reason for me to share my energy with hell. And you get over there, you losers want to elevate high, you elevate high in the darkness. I was the light in the dark, you could be the light in the dark. If you like living in the dark, fine, but elevate. And what I mean by elevating the darkness, just because you love the darkness don't mean you have to be a whore. Just because you love the darkness don't mean you have to be an addict. Just because you love the darkness don't mean you have to be a liar, a gossiper, and a thief. Just because you love the darkness don't mean you got to be a killer. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all all them things. You don't mean you got to be a fraudulent criminal. Damn. Now, if you want to be real in the darkness, let me show you what you could do. Get yourself out of all that mess and then fix this situation that you got going in and admit to it. And that right there will make you a light in the darkness. And then you'll be a beacon. Otherwise, you'll never get this light. And none of y'all will. I ain't dealing with none of y'all. If I got to stay in this house by myself till the day I die, I ain't dealing with y'all chumps. All that extra shit you did. You don't torture nobody trying to help you. You don't torture nobody trying to love you. You don't torture nobody that's there for you. What is wrong with y'all? And then there's somebody named West. There's somebody, I don't even know if your name is West. I think you from the West. And you the one came up with all these old schemes to keep me and my love partners apart, or people that want to love me apart. You the one that came up with all these this Satanist stuff to keep people from being able to contact one another. And what you think wrong with your life? That's why your life ain't no good. I told you this is energy, y'all. And why does my people keep playing in energy this way? You do unto others you want done in yourself. That's a cold word. The same thing you did to me is the same thing that's gonna happen to you ASAP, right soon as you did it. And you okay, how do that work? What do I mean by that? Easily. You didn't want me to have a woman and you ain't got a man. But you fine as hell, you got money for some reason, but you just can't find a good man because you didn't want me to have a good woman. Now do you see it? Quit playing yourselves out there.